Sup nerds, welcome to the Omni4Game podcast. This is episode 11, and I am Sean, and I am also joined by Chris and Brandon as always.
All right, guys, this week's recap for the Omni4Game podcast. We start off with our usual local recap. We go over some Lord Nightmon support and why it's probably going to be a problem. We go over our favorite formats and how fun they were to play back then. Then we talk about how to counter Lugamon. What are your potential outplays for that deck? And is Black War making a comeback? If you guys like this, make sure you stick around. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you for the next episode.
All right, first topic, locals recap.
All right, Chris, why don't you start us off? Let us know how your night went. Let's hear all about it.
Why I gotta go first?
I want to go last.
Okay. I went 1-3.
Nice.
I went X3. Playing Diaboromon. Notes. Diaboromon Ace is such a good card. I love that card so much. I just wish it was in something better. I really wish. Do you know how much better Diaboromon would be if you could trigger the erratas during your opponent's turn when you Ace evolved? That would be so good. So good.
I feel like if they give them a memory setter errata that's all turns like that, I think that would help the deck tremendously.
Yeah. There's a lot the deck needs, like better level 5s. Like Ben sent me a deck profile that he said he had been working on or looking at and got some inspiration off some YouTube. The level 5s are so bad that he's only playing 4 Infamons and he's playing 4
Chimeras.
BT14 Mamimons.
The Mamemon, yeah.
And then even he agreed that he's playing level 6s.
Oh, the one that plays Tamers for free? Mamimon?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. Which is another problem. We only have one card that allows you to play errata for free, and it's a level 4. And most of the time you want to build in your raising area, so it's like you can't even really go into them.
Yeah, and it only lets you do it if you don't have an errata in play already.
Right, yeah. So it's like
one of those old restrictions.
Yeah.
The deck's super limited, so... it was still fun. It was still fun doing Diaboromon stuff, playing a bunch of tokens and stuff when the deck worked.
Yeah, because honestly, the last time we got Diaboromon support was like what, EX1?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
So you're playing with a lot of really dated cards, but you just have one new top end with the Ace.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I threw the deck together like really fast. Like you saw me, Brandon. I was just out there. I was just grabbing stuff, throwing it together.
Yeah,
I didn't really.
Literally.
Does this say Diaboromon on it?
Yeah, I didn't expect to play it. I mean, because I just showed up to locals like, I just want to play it. It was Changermon, which we'll get into later. But so my locals recap was, I lost round 1 to that good boy, Lugamon. Just pub stomped me. I just didn't even have a chance. There was one good turn I think I remember having where I promoted and went into the promo Diaboromon. I digivolved and I spawned. I had like 2 tokens on the board, so it was like swinging for like 4 checks maybe. First swing, and like I said again, threw it together real quick. I was playing the wrong Tama. I should have been playing the DP boosting Tama because I went for a more aggressive build. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to build up his DP a little bit. So I was missing out on 2,000 extra DP. Died to the first check. What is Finner Lugamon? Like 12k, right? So he would have been 13. So,
but you
died to that.
You checked a Rivals Barrage, if I remember correctly.
Rivals? No, that was another turn. That was another game.
Okay, that was another game you got blown up by. Okay.
Yeah, I got Rivals Barraged, which, again, only Ben's playing Rivals Barrage and Luga. Thanks, Ben. That deck's already super unfair.
Yeah. It's a very good tech, but I was shocked that he had it in.
That was another game where I do that, and I swing into it and hit Rivals Barrage, and I'm just like, I can't play this. So I lose to that, and then round 2 I play against my favorite boy Caleb, such a goosh, sweet boy. Because he wants that War Greymon deck to be so good, and it just unfortunately it's just not good.
He insists on using all the new stuff.
He womboed me. I'm playing Diab. Of course he did. He had the Agumon. He promoted, digivolved into the Greymon for free, and I just know he's feeling good. He goes into the Metal Greymon, and then I think the new War Greymon, and he's like doing his stuff. And I like promote, Dia Ace, and I'm just like popping his stuff. I'm gaining the memory back from the Ace Metal Greymon. So I ended up winning that. I think 2-0, no 2-1 maybe. I can't remember. Dia Ace is just a blowout card. That's just such a good card. And then round 3, I got pub stomped by Shine Greymon. Just some unfair match. Ruin Mode's just a really good card. All my tokens are small boys.
That's what I hear.
And then I actually really thought I had you, I think, game 2, when I was able to Armageddon on you to try and then you just went, okay, it's gone, and I'm like, all right, my whole board's gone. And it was I was like, I'm in such a good spot right here. Like my board's good, Like he's got Digimon and Raising, and like he's got like his tamers and stuff. I'm like, I'm good, right? I'm good here. Nope, I wasn't good. I wasn't safe. He managed to clear out my whole board and kill my 15k Armageddon. All the crap these two talk, and Sean's like, "What's that Armageddon gonna do?" I'm like, "It's gonna stop your ruin mode."
It did.
Stop nothing.
It did. It stopped the on. It stopped the on Evo effect.
Yeah, it didn't stop anything. And then round 4, despite his best efforts to try and lose the game, I lost to Josh's Commandramon deck.
Oh, you lost?
I did. I lost 1-2 to that. Games 1 and 3, I hardbricked. I hardbrick. I mulligan. My hand got worse.
Mm-hmm.
So that's game 1. And then game 2, I managed to pull it out. It was hilarious. I wanted to see if Josh remembered the Blast Evos. So game 1, I'm going first. I just hard play down the Infamon, and it passes turn. And no, I'm sorry, I was going second. He promoted, or he Digivolved, or he hatched. Jesus Christ, he hatched, Digivolved, and then played like a training card maybe or something, or he played another Commandramon, so he passed it to me. My hand's awful. I hatch. I think but 5s and 6s in my hand. I hard play the Infamon, and so he promotes and just swings, and I go Blast Evo to Ace.
Diaboromon.
Wrecked.
Diaboromon, kill that, and I started doing Diaboromon stuff, but he plays that DCD card, that 4-cost card, Digivolved it, basically
card.
Plays it for free.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Diaboromon. Yeah.
You can't actually play that card for free off of the Digimon
Well, he's saying
effects.
because of the overflow.
Oh, okay, yeah. It is free if you
Yeah.
Yeah, let me de-evo your Ace.
Mm-hmm.
So then that was the only level 6 I saw that game, so that was great. I just couldn't come back fast enough. Commandramon being a little aggressive.
Yeah.
Little dinosaurs with guns. I ended up pulling it out. I actually had a really bad hand game 2 as well, but I just was managed to play my way out of it. And then game 3, draw my opening hand. It's all 5s and 6s again. I'm like, no, come on, deck. It hasn't been fun all night, but you guys, it wasn't like game 3. I open my hand. It's all 5s and 6s again. I mulligan. And it's the same thing. It's like pretty much cards. Like I tried to play my way out of it, but despite his best efforts, Josh must have been exhausted because I was having to remind him about his draw for Digivolution every turn. He's like, my bad. I swear I wasn't missing it all night. And I'm like, buddy, listen, if I was, it's mandatory. It's mandatory. Like I literally can't let you miss it. Like if I see you Digivolve, you have to draw. Like it's mandatory. So he told me, he's like, don't bring up my misplays on the podcast, but it's just too funny. Like I could tell he's just like, I've used up all my social energy for tonight.
Oh yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. So
by the time you're at the end of the tournament, it's just like, yeah, I'm ready to go home.
Yeah, I'm tie.
Yeah, so it was. I still had fun when I was able to do my Diaboromon stuff, but man, that deck just feels so slow and outdated. I just don't know. I know you guys were talking about playing the blocker ones, but even then, I still feel like it just couldn't work.
I think you need to play Decoy, the blocker, Dia, and the 4-cost Catastrophe Cannon.
Yeah, so you can spawn extra tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Catastrophe Cannon, while you have Dia Ace on the board, It's just free real estate.
I see. I took out the in my original build, the one I was taking apart. I had catastrophe cannon in there, and then I replaced it with more ultimate flares.
I don't think ultimate flare is all that great in this format.
Yeah, even then, ultimate flare was like okay. It saved my butt a couple times against Caleb in round 2, like because I was basically playing it for like almost half the cost.
Yeah, because of the aces.
Because of the ace cards, yeah.
Is there a reason you wouldn't want to do Iron Fisted Onslaught over Ultimate Flare?
See, I had one of those in there as well. I just, like I said, I just threw Ultimate Flares in there. I just said this might be a better card. Because I think it also, my thought process when I was doing it was maybe it could help with some like floodgates. Like if they had multiple like a floodgate and then something else, you know, like I could de-digivolve it and then kill off both of them.
Yeah, like a pillar.
Iron on,
yeah,
you know,
I mean, the
would only kill the one.
From playing, the floodgate that stops you from playing Mon specs, does that stop tokens?
Yeah.
I assume it would.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're Digimon.
Yeah, so I guess that's a good out for it, but
and it gets around like Greymon's protection.
Which I don't think Caleb's playing any, is he?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Because you kind of can't play Greymon X in like a high number because of the new Agumon.
Yeah, but I love Caleb, but I love Caleb, but I'm pretty sure he was. I do remember he's like, I can't use this. I can't digivolve the Greymon X antibody or something like that on it. He's playing Greymon X antibody. Yeah, he is. I think.
That's one of the reasons why I'm not a huge fan of that Agumon. It's because it makes you not want to play that card, and that's one of the best cards in the deck.
All right, so what about you, Brandon? How did it go? And don't start this with, oh, Chris was complaining that we were going to have 3 Lugomon players, so I chose to play Old Force.
Okay, so Chris was complaining that we had too many Lugomon players, and I had All Force with me, so I was like, I guess I can playtest All Force tonight. Spoiler, okay, 2 and 2, dead even. Like, what are you gonna do? Like the deck felt good. It's just some of the decks this format are too fast, and I mean like when I get to my round 3, you'll understand what I mean. But round 1 was against Sean, and you'll probably see gameplay of it later. He just kills me like by just putting Ruin Mode on the board, and then I just can't play because I have to promote my level 5. I have to tap the level 5. I have to Evo into the All Force, so I can't just promote the All Force. So what are you going to do? So he literally stuns me out of the game for like 2 full turns. So I wasn't able to do anything. And then game 2, I didn't see any level 6s, but even if I probably would have seen a level 6, it wouldn't have mattered hugely. Because again, Ruin Mode is just a very, very good card. Round 2. Oh, real quick for round 1, just Ruin Mode a hoe. He a hoe. Playing hateful. All these hoe tricks.
That's hateful.
Yeah, well, if you're going to put all this slander on that dog, what that dog doing, you're putting all this slander on him, all right, we're putting that slander right back on Ruin Mode.
I mean, I think Ruin Mode Turbo is just as degen as Luga, but it's probably more consistent.
Yeah, I would agree.
Luga's a cute boy, though. That's a cute dog.
This guy.
Yeah. So, anyway, round 2, I also played against D Brigade. I went 2-1 against it. Game 1, I accidentally played into the 4-cost option. The, what is it called? DCD Bomber? Mm-hmm. Okay, I accidentally played into it. Knew it popped based on play cost, but I thought it was like 5. So I was like, oh, this guy has a 6 play cost. I would play around it. No, it's 6. Played into it like an idiot. So I lost game 1. Because what I had done is I had promoted my secret rare Vidramon, swung unsuspended, and then ended my turn by evoing into Arrow. And then he just went, let me pop your stack, while I have like 4 bodies on the board. And I was just like, alright, game 2. I basically 2-0'd him from there. One of the games, like, I had 4 Ol Forces in my hand, and like 2 level 5s, and I somehow managed to win that. I don't know how. It just happened. Like, I just snowballed.
I mean,
because, you know,
hard playing a level 5 actually isn't that bad versus that deck, because they have a hard time outing things that they can't de-evo.
Yeah, which I actually didn't even have to. I top decked Davis, and I played Davis, and Davis basically set me up for the rest of the game to just promote next turn and Wombo on him. So that was very nice. Yeah, and I didn't play into the option card ever again, which, I mean, it does hurt when your protection is evade, and they're just like, yeah, sorry, no. Feels bad. But, Zudo and Sora-Joe, very good against that deck because you can get rid of their protection and then just ruin them from there.
Mm-hmm.
Game 3, I got O2'd viciously by Lugamon Ben. He OTK'd me by his second turn. So I went first. I gave him like 3 memory. And then he essentially set up the nuts. Like he had everything he ever needed, multiple Black Gatos and trash and everything. Like analog on the board. And I was just like, oh, okay, this isn't looking good for me. My next turn, it was irrelevant. Like, it didn't matter. I think I just ended up evoing in the raising or something like that. He literally promotes and kills me that turn. I was dead. My security was so weak. It was 4 rookies and a level 4. So all of his checks lived, and then he was able to Chimera for game, and it was just like, okay, cool, I guess.
That good boy.
Yeah. And then game 2, he literally OTK'd me the turn before I OTK'd him. So that was kind of a feels bad.
Got to be quicker than that.
It is what it is,
You got to set up all these tamers. You just got to promote one good boy.
Yeah, he just has to promote one good boy. Which is funny, too, because afterwards we were like, oh, let's do some play testing, outside a tournament. And he was like, I'm going to play my vaccine deck. And I was like, all right, well, all I have is Luga and Ulforce, so I'm going to keep playing Ulforce. I want to see how this does against this deck. I literally put him to 1 security, and he said, haha, Uno reverse, and went up to 7.
Yeah, that was his ulti cup list as well.
Yeah, it was his nerf.
Yeah, you're playing the nerfed version.
So I'm probably not picking up Ulforce again for this format just because of that. Probably just stick to my good boy. Yeah, just stick to the Luga. And then the final match was against a different Wargreymon deck than what he played against. I played against Will's. And this deck just loses hard.
Our Wargreymon deck.
Oh yeah, because he was borrowing a few more cards.
Borrowed like half the deck, yeah.
That deck just absolutely hard loses to Sora-Joe and Zudomon. Because it's like they can never keep their protection up.
Mm-hmm.
So, get wrecked, I guess. So yeah, it was just an easy 2-0. Yeah, so that was it for mine. It was okay. I just don't think Ulforce is really up to speed anymore. It's kind of lost his OTK potential to other decks.
His luster.
He's just not fast anymore.
I think the only Ulforce that might be successful is like a hybrid version that's actually like Blue Hybrid and Ulforce.
Yeah. Which, I mean, the only reason the BT11 Ulforce is any good is because of Arena.
You can play Arena in that version. I think you would need to. I think it'd be kind of awkward to build, but I think that's the only version of Ulforce you might be able to play.
I mean, you could probably mess around with BT13 Ulforce, the Royal Knight Ulforce. Every time you play a Blue Tamer, bounce something or some crap like that.
But that has no kill potential.
Yeah.
That's what the Blue Hybrid's for.
So, round 1 from me, I played against some terrible Ulforce list and brutally savaged them. Ruin mode locked them out of the game 1. Only got minus 5k game 2, but he never saw an Ulforce, so it didn't matter.
Yep.
Round 2, I played against Will's Greymon Toolbox list. I Ruin Mode locked him out of multiple turns over the course of the match, like to where like he didn't even do anything because he couldn't. He just had to hard pass like multiple times, which is pretty nice because like they have to promote an Evo into their Mega in order to do stuff. So if you Ruin Mode them, they're just like, I can't play the game. Yeah. And just playing around Raid, just always never having anything unsuspended on my board. Is the key to like not just getting OTK'd randomly by that deck. So that's pretty easy to play around. Round 3 I played against Diaboromon. One Brave Soul was brought Dia to our locals. Yeah, Ruin Mode's a pretty good card versus that list, or that deck I should say.
Are you gonna upload that?
I'm gonna upload all 4.
Yeah. Just for game 2. Just for game 2.
Yeah, so Chris,
dude, I thought I was so good there. Man.
So Chris
I was like, I have a chance.
Chris had Ace Dia. He had 1 token, and he had Armageddonmon on the field. And obviously, Armageddonmon's going to keep Ruin Mode's on Evo effect from triggering. So I was like, that's pretty good. So I promoted, I think, a level 4. And
yeah, I swear it was a level 3.
It could have been a rookie. I'll have to go back and watch it.
I swear it was a rookie.
So I promoted and
it was so good.
And
I was like, yes.
Cleared his entire board and Ruin Moded him for minus 5k.
Bruh, Armageddonmon's 15k, man. 15.
BT2 Shine Greymon's a good card. I don't know what you want from me. So yeah, like Chris thought he was safe, but he was not. I still Ruin Mode locked him for that turn after clearing his board. Popping the ace felt really good because I just got to gain 4 memory for free.
Yep.
And then round 4, I played against Lugamon. And I've played against that deck more than any other deck this format just because of all the playtesting versus Ben. So I know exactly what they can do based on like how much memory I give them and like what's in their trash. So I just basically anytime Mel had a chance to kill me, I would choke him to 1 to where he just did not have enough memory to go into Luga without passing turn, while also Ruin Mode locking him out of multiple turns. And I decked him out game 1, and game 2, basically the same thing, except for I actually killed Mel. I didn't give him a chance to deck out. He Death X'd me once each game, but it didn't matter. The Death X never stayed on the field. Like he would play it and then I would immediately out it. And one Death X actually helped me because I had a Ruin Mode on the field. He Death X de-evoed it and I had a second Ruin Mode in my hand. So I just got to Ruin Mode again. I was like, okay, Ruin Mode, swing, pop Death X. Now you have minus 10k on your board for next turn. That's a nice.
God, I love Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus, that's a nice 6k level 4 you have in your raising area that you can't promote next turn.
Sucks for you.
Yeah, just savagely ruined my locals. Went 8-0 over four rounds. Yeah, it's a good deck. I think Ruin Mode is actually probably potentially the best deck in the format. But there's such a cost for entry of playing the deck because even non-alt Ruin Modes are like $60 right now. So like if you don't already have them.
I still feel like if Luca can open up well, it might be able to outspeed you. Like if you don't see, you have to be super unlucky and not see any of your BT4 Marcuses.
You mean BT?
Or I'm sorry,
BT12.
yeah, the 4 cost, the 4 cost BT12 Marcus.
That's funny because there is a BT4 Marcus, but it's the bad one that you don't play.
Yeah.
It's the original.
Greymon, gain a memory?
Yo, swing with Ruin Mode, tap Marcus, gain a memory. It's so good.
I played this in my Victory Greymon deck.
Yeah, you probably would. Yeah, I think it's probably, I would say it's probably between those two decks. Yeah. Depending on who opens better, because like obviously the training cards help shine immensely, but you can still miss out on your Marcuses or your Ruin Modes and something like that, and the Lugamon player can open up well to where like they can kill you like turn 2 or 3.
Right.
So it's not like
From experience.
Yeah, it's not
possible.
like heavily in Ruin Mode's favor, but I feel like Ruin Mode having the ability to lock you out of the game if they see their setup, like I think it's favored slightly at least. It's
like a coin flip. Like heads is the first week after Matt Canada gets fired, they put a 400 yards
God,
and win the
this guy.
game. And then Tails is the second week after he's been fired, and they only score 10 points and lose. That's just a Pittsburgh Steelers thing. I had to bring it up to Sean.
Well, I'm glad I was actually busy and wasn't able to watch that game, but our quarterback got knocked out of the game and stuff, so like I'm just gonna just count that as a wash. And TJ Watt got injured, so yeah.
He's a Watt. Of course he did.
Football. Yeah.
I wish I could disagree with you on that, but yeah. I mean,
yeah, they're made out of glass.
Yeah.
I would never say that to his face.
Yeah, you would never say that to either of their faces. Or even
I'll say
the third
it in a
less
camera.
known brother, the fullback brother.
Oh, I'm not messing with Derek. He'd eat me.
I mean, Derek's I think the smallest one out of all of them.
Yeah, but you got to be a psychopath to play fullback.
That's true, especially in a league where they don't even play fullback anymore. I want to go over Lord Nightmon support.
Yes, let's bring this up.
Yo,
Okay, let's talk about how they decided to give Lord Nightmon a level 6 they can play for free.
Okay.
And it has an on play.
Bill.
Again, this is another thing where I don't think Bandai tests their cards and what past cards do and interact with future cards, because I'm telling you, this is not supposed to be Lord Nightmon support. It just happens to be Lord Nightmon support. There's
100%.
There's no way they created this card that can, because I swear, me and Brian are arguing, because I Lord Nightmon played a level 3 yellow card, and then it has to be a level 5 yellow card, right? And then Brian's like,
Lord Nightmon would be so much better if you could play any level 5.
That's what I thought it was like a level 5 warrior. Right, like because that's all I can remember, because it only ever played level 5s. And Brian showed me the card, or like a picture of it, and there's no restriction. They weren't thinking when they made this. There's no way.
So if you guys aren't aware of what we were referring to,
I'm gonna put it on the screen.
Yeah, pull that sucker up.
I mean, like when I edit, I'm gonna put it on the screen. Like,
oh, well, here, I'll pull it up for myself just so I can read it out.
Okay.
This is BT14, so it is going to be a while. We're probably not going to see this until, close to mid next year.
Yeah, probably like 8 months.
We have like 3. Yeah, we have like 3 sets in between that. So this is Valkyremon. This is a super rare. It is a red and yellow ace card. All right, so it's Valkyremon Ace. So of course he has the usual ace mechanic of the hand counter blast Digivolve, but unlike most of the aces, as far as the level 6s go, this is only like the second to have an on play.
I think a lot of the newer ones have on plays.
Level 6s?
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to go look at them. Yeah, because I think the Zudomon ace might have an on play as well.
Vikemon?
Or Vikemon, yeah. He does. Okay.
Yeah, I think they gave the newer ones on plays.
Okay, well, this one could be played for free, so maybe a little more unfair. But yeah, so on play / when digivolving, all of your opponent's Digimon get negative 5,000 DP for the turn. So essentially, if you're not picking up what this is putting down, it is a mini ruin mode. It is a ruin mode that is only effective during the turn he comes out, but the fact you can blast Evo into it is ridiculous. And he's not done, because there's more effects. All turns, once per turn, so either player's turn. When a card is removed from a security stack, it's either player's, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8,000 DP or less. So he's also removable. If this effect didn't delete, weird translation, this Digimon gets security attack +1 until the end of your turn.
What is the other Valkyremon's trait? Are we sure?
It's a warrior, but it's pure red.
Pure red, yeah. So you couldn't play it realistically, and
it was also super mid. It was like a 9k level 6.
Yeah. Okay, so we're sure this isn't a mistranslation because the other one's already a warrior.
No, it's straight up warrior.
Yeah, it's a warrior.
Yeah.
Valkyremon's a warrior.
This literally will lock players out of turns for multiple turns, because just all you have to do is promote one Lord Nightmon, swing with it, and you play the Nightmon out of your hand. And now your opponent effectively cannot attack or do anything. They have to get rid of that level 5, and guess what? They're gonna get rid of it, and you're just gonna next turn swing and attack. It's just gonna be a cycle, because guess what other card you can play this because it's yellow? Like Brandon said, you can play Ruin mode in this
Ruin mode.
too if you really wanted to. This is degenerate. This is hella degenerate.
Yeah,
This is just what we needed.
So essentially, you have like 3 options on how to play this card and when to play this card. You can either just hard Evo into it, which is probably the least optimal. You're going to want to Evo into your Lord Nightmons.
Yeah.
You can hard play the 5 off of the Lord Nightmon, who both the level 5s have neg DP effects. So good luck with that. Then you can blast Evo into the Valkyrie Mon, or you can just play the Valkyrie Mon off the Lord Nightmon.
Yep.
So essentially, you can get a neg 10k on your opponent's field without attacking with Ruin mode. You can go into Valkyrie and then Evo the Ruin mode on top of the Valkyrie to essentially give your opponent negative 10k on their board. Now, 5k would be persistent. 5 of it would go away at the end of the turn. But still, negative 10k on your opponent's board is pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially if you've already been negging them with other effects.
Yeah, so you can swing with Lord Nightmon, play Valkyriemon Ace for free, blanket minus 5k, Lord Nightmon check security, and then Valk's other effect triggers and pops an 8k. It's like anything 13k or lower just gets blown up.
Dip, dead, gone.
And then you can just Ruin mode on top of it, because why not? Why not?
For free.
I mean, you have to pay memory for it, but yeah.
I mean, you're paying for the Ruin mode Evo and the Lord Nightmon Evo.
Yeah.
But with training cards, you can make that even cheaper. So
that is true. You would be playing trainings in this deck.
100%. So I think we need a floodgate that prevents DP reduction.
There's already floodgates to keep you from playing things by effects. I think that's enough. A floodgate rookie that keeps DP reduction from happening is a little too good.
If you're gonna sit there and look me in my eyes digitally,
I will,
and say that we are gonna introduce a floodgate that Macrocosmos cards because of Luga, then I can campaign for a floodgate.
I mean, that's Chris suggesting that. I don't think that needs to happen either.
I think the problem is DP negging is so good because there's no counters to it. Like
it's a hard rule of the game.
There are so few counters to it. Like, and most of the counters are in what color?
Black.
The worst one.
The worst color.
That's why it's so dominant when it comes to recovery and when it comes to DP neg, because there's so few counters. And most of those counters are in what color? Black. And that's the worst color.
Yep. Which I think
that's why yellow can dominate, because the other colors just don't counter it that way.
I think we are still
just play Breath of the Gods.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, a black card.
I still don't think we have a level 5 ace for black, by the way.
No, it's never coming. They hate us.
Just not happening.
Yeah, black gets no love.
No, that's what I'm saying. It needs it. But this is just. This might be. What is Sylphimon? Is Sylphimon also a warrior?
No.
I don't think so. Valkyriemon's always been a warrior, though.
That's what I know, but I'm saying, like, are we gonna get like a beastkin? Okay, yeah. So maybe could this be the only card out of BT14 that's gonna be a warrior that we're gonna get for Lord Nightmon? I mean, it might not need anymore. I'd still like to see like at least another, probably level 4 and level 3 for the line, just to like even it out a little bit. But I mean, it might just need another level 6 like Valkyriemon, because that might have just been the only other problem that it really needed.
Yeah,
I think the fact that this is a level 6 ace and all of its effects are, but short of Lord Nightmon X, like exactly what Lord Nightmon needs to be competitive.
Yeah. Outside of an X antibody, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was always like the thing when you built your deck. It's like, okay, my level 6 lineup, Lord Nightmon.
Lord Nightmon. We tried to experiment. We tried to throw Black War Greymon in there. We're trying.
It loses to Lugamon. That's the only issue. If Lugamon wasn't a deck this format, I think Lord Black War would actually be decent.
I hope all this new Luga support upsets you.
Yeah, I don't read it. I see Lugamon support and I just click off.
Jesus. I don't even want to talk about that not training card, but that delay card. That's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that thing is great.
I didn't read
it. Essentially, they're giving the deck its own
I don't want
version.
you to read it either.
I
don't want to know.
It's basically a hard
ignorance is bliss.
That's a hard replacement for missed memory boost. because it's a 3-cost delay option that lets you do stuff for free.
Sounds
Great.
mid. Sounds mid.
So
Search
Lord
card.
Nightmon finna be degenerate.
Yeah.
Degenerate again.
There's all kinds of cool little, like, the rookies in BT14 are also neat in the deck. Like, I was poking around, but yeah, I think Lord Nightmon's gonna see a resurgence in BT16. Hopefully. Because it still has to, like, pay to evo up into the line. So, like, there's a couple of turns where you're just evoing up into Lord Nightmon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
if you don't
definitely
see the Lord Nightmon, your deck's definitely going to be slower.
It's definitely a deck that has some setup, but like once you get there, you're gonna start rolling real hard because Lord Naimon's gonna get pretty big if you get a couple bodies out there.
And then just the threat of Blast Aces is just gonna be so fun because if you want, you could also still play the Magna Ace, or I forget the other aces we have access to by that point.
Angelmon, I don't think you'd play it. Magna's still probably better in that scenario.
Yeah, but like you can play Gladi off Lord Nightmon and like threaten that ace, and you can have a Nightmon on the field and threaten Valkyries. Like your opponent doesn't know which one to play around.
Yeah, they have thoughts. Right. They have to have big think.
Yeah, I think it'd be very fun.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good segue. Going straight into what your personal favorite format is.
Especially since mine and Sean. Yeah, mine and Sean is very similar.
I mean, it's the same format.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, just another good reason to sit there and gush about how much you guys love Lord Nightmon.
It was such a fun format.
Yeah,
Lord
BT5
Nightmon as
format.
a deck was just so fun.
Meh.
It was
Lord Nightmon was just like, you know what? Okay, I'll switch mine up a little bit just so me and Sean don't have to talk about the same format. I really enjoyed. Which set did Gaomon come out? Gaomon.
BT9.
Yeah,
BT9, that's what I was going to say.
Antibody format.
You enjoyed BT9?
I enjoyed Gaomon.
That's not your favorite format.
That's it.
We can both gush about BT5. It's not a big deal.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Because you know what? BT9 was toxic as hell because playing against Brandon's Garurumon deck every other week.
It was Alpha until Alpha got hit, and then it was Garu. And neither one of them were fun.
I played Alpha for a little bit. Alpha was hella fun too.
Yeah, because you just promoted to level 4 and won.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is how I won.
Yeah.
But yeah, BT5. I mean, so you know what? It was BT5 was that same format. We had the store championships where Josh ran through everyone with Rookie Rush, right?
Was
that?
Yeah, I forget who.
5?
That was when he didn't win the store championship. That was the the tournament that
AJ was like dead set on saying that Shine Greymon was such a good call.
He played Shine in BT5 format and got stomped by Rookie Rush.
Yeah. Too
bad. Dude, it was so fast. Like the game started, like the tournament started, and then like it was like what 5 to 8 minutes. Josh was already getting up, walking away, and Andrew was losing it. He was laughing so hard.
Josh was the dark horse for that entire event, like because he got to the 3rd round undefeated, and he ended up coming against me. And the only reason I won is because both games I saw Takumi, so I basically had permanent ice wall. Oh my god. So I had permanent ice wall on him, so I was able to build my
and you were playing
wall.
Hex, which hard counters Rookie Rush.
Yeah.
No, that's right, because Brandon knew that Josh was bringing Rookie Rush and put the Takumis in his deck just in case, if I remember.
Counter deck.
Yeah, I think Hex Balmon was already a bad matchup because his rookies don't have sources, so if he could get one out there. But Brandon also knew that Josh was bringing Rookie Rush and put the Takumis in there. Because what Hex Balmon deck is playing Takumis normally?
Yeah, that is an odd choice.
Yeah. Yeah, a good mana call against the one Rookie Rush player.
I mean that, and it also helped me draw more cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh beat me in that tournament. I lost to Josh.
That's right. You were round 2, weren't you?
Yeah.
Were you round 2? Oh, no.
Yeah, so you beat the AJ round 1, then beat you. And then, dude, Creed was so disappointed because, he was watching our game because he was the judge at the time. We all did. So locked in. He was so locked in Josh winning. and he saw me play both Takumi's both games, and he just looked at me.
Double like
I couldn't.
imagine permanent ice wall in your opponent's field because they can't.
Yeah,
like they have
crazy.
like 4 champions in their deck.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, because I think that was before it got turned into Champion Rush with all the 1-cost champions.
Well, I think they played 4 of the bunny, but like that was it, and they only did that just to continue to like draw cards.
I don't even think Josh played that.
Possibly.
He was all in on the rookies and Spiral Masquerades, and he was still playing Puppetmon deep into that too. He loved that Puppetmon.
He literally had a commissioned mat for Puppetmon.
Yeah.
I mean, a well-timed Puppetmon is really brutal. Just give your opponent 10 memory, it doesn't matter because they can't do anything. Especially against Lord Nightmon that requires it to swing in order to do stuff.
Yes!
Yeah. So brutal.
Yeah, but how did that store championship end, guys?
Shoutmon just 2-0 everybody.
Yep.
High roll
in the
Shoutmon.
finals.
So, yeah, BT5 format was definitely the best. I feel like we had a really diverse amount of decks. Like, and even if you ran into a mirror match with Lord Nightmon versus Lord Nightmon, it was just such a fun little mind game thing with your opponent. Like, I just don't remember one bad thing about that format.
I think it was an extremely skill-intensive mirror where because of how slow the deck was, like it was like a slow, methodical deck. Mm-hmm. Like, unless you just drew the worst you could possibly draw versus the mirror, you weren't going to lose just because you opened worse than they did. Because it took so long to like actually lose to the mirror. So normally the person more familiar with the mirror would win. Assuming one of you just didn't just break out of your mind.
Who didn't love playing a Pulsemon and getting a memory and drawing when we thought that was the absolute nuts? That was like the hardest thing to do back in the day. Like, all those Pulsemons give me so many pluses.
Yeah, and Blinding Ray Bushi.
Yes.
Man. I still remember.
Oh, I missed Bushi.
I still remember activating.
Yes.
I think I activated 2 or 3 Blinding Rays versus Creed in like round 3 of the second store championship, and he just like put his head in his hands. It was just like, cause he like thought he had game, and then I was just like, I'm gonna activate all these Blinding Rays and do stuff to where you can't kill me.
Sean is a notorious hoarder. He will hold all of his cards like Hammer Sparks or Blinding Rays until the absolute moment that he needs them. He's just like, I'm pushing all in right now. I'm gonna activate everything.
Yeah, it pays off.
It works. Yeah,
I've only been punished one time for doing that, and it was like It was like 1.5 format when Brandon like played a Gazimon on me when I was playing All Force, and I had like 2 or 3 sparks in my hand. But other than that, like I've never been punished for doing that. Like I remember I think it was BT8 format. I was playing in a regional, and someone was playing Imperial Classic, and they like comboed into me and ice walled me and like choked me to like, I think they had like 2 security and like I had a memory set, or someone to 3, and I promoted and activate triple Blinding Ray. So like it didn't matter that I was losing 2 memory on each attack. I killed them anyway.
That's hilarious.
Were you hoarding them in that one time you tried to activate it while I had Wargreymon X antibody, or did you just have that one?
I think I just had that one, because if I had multiples, I would have been able to activate an additional one to like make it to where I still could have. Because if I had gained an additional memory, I could have done something. But because you had I only gained 1 memory, I couldn't do anything. But yeah, always hoard them. MTV hoarders.
It'd be like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What Brandon, let me guess, yours is BT9.
BT9, BT10.
I'm actually going to go a little further than BT9. I was going to go for right around BT10, because that was after we got, like once the cross decks really got hit, is kind of when Garu was kind of left just unchecked, because that's when we got access to the final piece to your perfect OTK, which was Omni-X, because he was a super rare for that set, BT10.
Yeah.
Because BT9, we did spend a good few weeks having to deal with the Alphamon, like you guys said, and Sean was on his BS with his Greymon decks, constantly trying to, wreck on me with all that. But just honestly, being able to play full power Garu for as long as I did was pretty much like a blessing and a curse, because it kind of locked my brain into go burr, go fast. You have to kill them in one turn. So whenever I broke off of that deck, I was actively getting punished for it because I wasn't like adjusting my mindset. So it took me a while to break that like format in my head of being able to just like take my turn a little slower and not just promote level 5 win. Yeah, I mean, I think the BT10 was probably when it was at its peak.
I would agree.
Just being able to kill somebody from 5 security just by promoting a level 5. There's a reason that level 5 got hit to 1. It only took so long because certain regions didn't have access to it.
Yeah.
So like, hey, you can have it for... And now he's at 1. But like we were talking about a little while ago, it definitely limited the Garu format. Not format. The Garu archetype, because they had that level 5. They never printed a good level 5 ever again.
I don't believe it. I don't think Bandai knows what cards they've printed already.
There's no way their R&D team isn't aware of Yellow Warriors and the implications.
I'm starting to think Chris is right, because literally every single time they're like, hey, let's print Rosemon support. What deck does it go in?
It's not for Rosemon.
It's not for Rosemon. It just goes
for
straight in
Bloom.
Blue board.
It goes in the
Just
other
goes
Plant
in
Fairy deck.
We've got to push the Rose with the big boobs, okay? Oh, Bloom
As opposed to the
support,
other
guys.
one?
Yeah, like
opposed to
jeez.
Hydramon.
I'm telling Sean, you really
Hydrosy.
think you really think the R&D team was like, you know what, this Lugamon card is really fair and balanced. Let's print more support for it.
For
more
3 sets
support.
I don't
Every
know.
set, they're getting more.
I don't know what they were thinking, because they gave
'Cause
us
they're
like
not.
a complete deck, this format,
Yeah.
and they're just like, it's getting wave after wave of support. This is like if we got Shine Greymon as an entire deck in one set,
Yes.
and they just kept giving us they're like, make it better though.
Keep
Yes.
going.
Keep
That's
doing
what I'm
it.
saying. You really think that they're testing? I want to be there in Bandai headquarters. I want to be in their room when they're coming up with this stuff. So I could sit there and be like, guys, we have a card in this other format or this other set that will make that card broken. Valkyriemon by itself is a good card. You add that on top of or in the Lord Nightmon core, it's a beyond good card.
It's so good. I can't wait.
Because they don't pay attention to what they have that they've already had.
I feel like it'd be
Because-
pretty easy to remember, hey, Yellow Warriors, what's that mean? Because
But the thing is, it's like
They really don't, though.
they should want to push like the newer stuff, right? That's their whole objective. But by doing this, what are they doing? They're actually making the older cards
More
better. It just
valuable.
it doesn't make sense.
I will say another quick little back to where we were talking about, where what I was gushing about with my favorite format.
yeah, your best deck
Was,
and format that you played at locals
Your
every week.
your dog has been replaced by a different dog.
Even
Brandon.
Chris and
more
I-
Edgelord.
Even Chris and I didn't play Lord Nightmon every week in BT5 format.
Okay, but you don't have obsessive like tendencies.
That is not
That's
true.
not true.
That is not true at all. Look behind me.
I have
That's good.
look, I have my one deck, I have my one tunnel, I have my one lane, that's where I stick. Chris over here, the reason he's such a crap player, all right, I'm putting him on blast, it's because he plays a different deck every single week. He never sticks to anything, he never learns the deck, he doesn't know what he's doing with the deck, he doesn't read his cards, he sticks to 8 different decks.
Reading cards is overrated. Just know the general idea of what they do.
I would say that's
Yeah.
a valid excuse, except for I've used a different deck each week, this format.
You have to do that for
And
Cavs.
yours is the same deck every week.
That's
This
not.
is-
Slight
This is-
variation.
What are
of
you
the
talking
same
about?
Greymon.
What did I play
This
last
is Greymon
week?
but black. This is Greymon
It's-
but yellow.
Here's Greymon. I play a different deck. Here's Greymon.
Actually, what did I play last week?
Greymon,
but
you
black.
played Greymon, but black.
Oh yeah, I played Great Toolbox, but I played
Yeah,
Blue Hybrid the week before that.
that was the. And guess what?
No
you
Greymon's in
realized
sight.
you realized the same thing I realized. Oh my God, this is terrible into Luga.
Yep.
It's actually not. I think you just don't have
It-
enough experience with the matchup.
Sean, it is. You can't do anything against that. I don't know how you could win that matchup. I've thought about it so much.
I think you need experience versus the matchup.
Yeah.
Bro, even
I don't think you're favored, but I think there's definitely an approach to the matchup.
It's definitely hard. Like you'd have to deck them. My whole idea when I was thinking about this, like I've been thinking about this for a while. Your whole idea is to like stun them so every turn that you have to just like deck them out. They have to like.
Yeah, so how do you stun the body that they just promote? You just
that's what I'm saying.
And then just kill them?
Like when I played against Brandon, Sean, right? Like I eventually after game 1 I stopped promoting because he would just kill me from there. I'm like, okay, so
that's what you're supposed to do. You don't give them a free body if they are able to combo you.
Right. So I just started playing my tamers, but it just every time I like played. But then I'm just dead. Like I'm trying to play my tamers and set up. Like you can't play your Bocos. You can't, which you want to because you want the memory, you want the searching.
You can only do it if they can't Lugam on you.
Yep.
Right, and that's the thing. When I played against Brandon, Hatch, Luga.
Every time.
Like
I mean Fenrir Luga. Like Lugamon by itself is not a combo. They have to have their trash set up in order to kill you.
You're right. I just have to hatch my baby. That's my combo.
Yeah. So it's like I'm sitting there and I'm starting to like trying to set up. I'm trying to get my tamers out. So the thing is, you know, you play against a smart player, right? They're just never.
But you said you're playing
anything.
against Brandon though.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, he's playing an autopilot deck. It doesn't require much thinking.
Yeah, tell us my 4 analog.
It was such a layup. I couldn't resist.
Tell us my 4 analog use. I got roasted for days in that comment section. Yeah. Jesus.
I even went back to the video and commented a new one. It said that Lugamon player's trash. No. So yeah, so I play out all my tamers, but it's like Tommy's useless because he's not hitting anything. So I mean, his inheritables. I mean,
out of security.
Legit. I just don't think you have enough experience versus the matchup. Like, it's John, you have to.
No amount of experience is. Here's Sora and Joe. Okay, it's your turn. He literally goes, okay, promote Luga after he's played his stuff, right? Because analog youth's only 2 cost. Mm-hmm. 2 cost. And AG is 3,
which
you can play for free.
I've got 2 analogs.
Yeah, so he goes, promote, attack, or promote Digiball, do, and I'm just like, okay, well, I've lost. Literally, right, Brandon, right?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Here's the deal.
I was able to OTK him without him having any bodies on the board.
You have to alter your game plan versus that deck. They don't have to alter their game plan versus you.
Nope.
Right, but like, what's the game plan?
Another walk in the park for me.
What's the game plan? I play my tamers and then die?
Just play Ruin.
I mean, if he opens the nuts, like what Ben did versus Brandon on Friday, like there's nothing you can do. But he probably would have killed anybody if he opened the nuts like that. Like
I just don't see how you. I just don't see how you could get through all their security and kill them that way. My only thought process was you have to stun lock them and hope they deck out.
No, you never are gonna hope to deck them out with blue hybrid because you can't stun them. Like actually,
you're not stunning anything.
It's not ruin mode stun.
Yeah, but no
Nothing's
decent
sticking on my board. Like
no decent Lugamon player. Yeah, no decent Lugamon player is going full combo without being able to kill you.
The only card that's being put on their board without them killing you is going to be Hell Luger, so they can dig into their deck more, and that kills itself at the end of the turn. So you're not stunning anything.
Yeah, you're not gonna try to hope to stun them like that.
Right.
That's just the incorrect thought process.
I can see a way of doing it, but at the same time, that path is like I have no shoes, no socks on, and I'm walking on glass.
No, you're walking on Lego.
It's not an easy matchup, but they're like that is. I think the deck that I played versus Lugamon with is the most is blue hybrid.
Yeah,
and like,
but if you ask me like, hey, do you want to play blue hybrid against Luga, or do you want to play Shine?
Oh, I would pick Shine every day because you can actually like lock them out of the game.
That's like walking across the Legos, but you're wearing nice combat boots.
I would say it's probably like 55-45 in Luga's favor versus blue hybrid, maybe 60-40 if you approach the matchup correctly. If you don't, it's probably like 90-10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go back and watch some of your videos because I just don't see it.
I mean, you don't leave a body on the field the turn that they can Fenrir Luga combo you. That's basically the core concept is you'd never do that. Which feels weird because you're like trying to just dump a whole bunch of dudes on the field against like pretty much every other matchup. But you just have to play differently versus them.
You will get hard punished in that matchup if you have a body on the board and you swing security and it hits a tamer and it doesn't die.
Yeah.
That's a hard punish. Like, there's nothing you could do at that point.
Yeah, but you can
Like,
sneak
you're
out
hoping
wins
your
versus
bodies
them.
die.
Especially with Mirage, because you can. That's an extra security that you don't have to check. You just bounce to
Yeah,
their
'cause
hand.
you can just bounce it to their hand.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Give them an extra card in their hand to trash.
Oh, thanks, man. I got another Black Gato.
If you kill them that turn, it doesn't matter.
That was the Fenrir Lugamon I was looking for. Ah, shit.
I think one of your issues is you're playing Magna Garurumon in your blue hybrid list.
Oh my god, it never came up!
Yeah, because it was Magna Garurumon.
Hard.
Do you know how many times in the tournament I actually saw it in hand? Like twice.
Yeah, and
could've been a
I would have
Mirage.
wished it was a Mirage every time.
No, and you know what? It never mattered because I was either already winning or I was in a spot where even Mirage wasn't going to do
You
anything.
could have been winning more.
Yeah, you could have won
my God.
harder.
Alright, let's move on to the next topic. Jesus.
BT5 format, best format.
It is. Agreed.
Man.
Agreed.
BT10,
Actually, I liked BT10 as well, Sean. Remember when we were playing Bond, but it was Yellow Bond?
Oh yeah,
That
like
was
the
that deck was
Agumon,
really
but with
fun.
yellow hybrids.
Yes. Agumon Digivolve into the promo Greymon 2 checks for like 7k. It survived both checks. Let's go.
Let's go.
No.
Yeah.
That was the format where we also had a bunch of random decks that were like playing heavy blockers. Because, you know, you got your, what is it, the Nightmon deck, the Skull Nightmon deck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, Sean, I think you were still playing Black War, so your deck had blocker too. So that was the format where I decided to start playing the blue plugin, the high-speed plugin D. So that was when I finally started teching that in.
Yeah.
Which honestly, I think it was mandatory after like cards like Black War X came out.
We're such bad podcasters because the conversation we were having before this with Luga and counters to it was a perfect transition into mine, and then we steered away from it again.
That's whatever.
It is what it is.
So, how to beat the dog?
Yeah, how do you beat the dog?
So
First things
this
first, don't beat the dog. Dog
don't beat the dog. Don't beat the dog. It's a good dog.
No, absolutely beat the dog. The dog deserves to be beaten.
Pet the dog.
So
Politely.
my topic this week was I initially just started this because I was trying to think of counters for Lugamon, and it was just
I
gonna be about
told
machine.
you it was going to be Machine Dramon.
Yeah, and Brandon brought up a good point about Machine Dramon. Like, it has a really good matchup against it, but after what Sean did with Shine Greymon in Ruin mode, mainly just Ruin mode, I kind of just turned it into like how to play around Luga and like ways to counter it. Ruin mode's going to be extremely difficult for a lot of people because, like Sean said, it's just the price point of the card. And
if you don't want to do Ruin mode, your next best option is Merciful mode.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
agree.
the budget option.
Yeah, because you can get those for like $1 or $2.
Oh yeah, easy. You can even get an alt art for pretty cheap if you go for the
store
the gold. Yeah, the store participant,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
a nice alt art.
yeah, it looks better. The regular super is really ugly to me.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. The alt art, dude, is just majestic.
Looks very nice.
yeah, agreed.
So
me and Brandon were talking about this, and we both kind of agree that Machine Dramon's just like a really good call, maybe for this meta in general. I just couldn't see many decks competing with it, especially if you open properly and have
Blue
the
Hybrid.
right deck. Yeah, Blue
Hybrid's
Hybrid.
your big counter.
But I even feel like Blue Hybrid couldn't kill it fast enough. Like, it would definitely be like hard, but it would hurt it a lot.
If you have multiple Sora Joes, like you're Dunsky.
Yeah, but you're recycling that stuff with Analog Man a lot of the times, like, but not as fast. Not like, don't get me wrong, Blue Hybrid's gonna probably win the matchup like 90-10 if they set up correctly. You know, like Tommy's gonna hurt you a lot.
Pseudomon.
Zudo's gonna hurt. Well, Zudomon might not be as bad if they bounce back like Machine Dramon. You're just gonna hard play it back.
Well, no, you'd never bounce back their Machine Dramon
No.
with it.
You'd bounce back
You'd use
Chaos
it.
Dramon X.
Yeah, Chaos
Yeah.
Dramon.
So Blue Hybrid would probably be like the worst matchup. It would be the worst matchup. And I guess if you don't see your EX1 Machine Dramon Shine is a really poor lineup. But if you know you're playing against Shine, you're not going to put anything
that
out.
EX1.
Yeah, you're not going to put it out there without that card. So,
Yeah.
And then if with Luga, all you got to do is establish a couple analog mans and like a big chaos on the board. And what are they going to do?
Touch it. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Attempt to delete it with Fenriluga? Yeah, too bad. Bye.
Yeah, you deck them out like 10 out of 10 times, I think, if you have like even a decent setup.
The great thing about Machine Dramon, it's kind of like a Greymon toolbox deck where you can play whatever the format is. You can play level 5s that work in that format. That like the McGee Dramon, you can just pop analog youths, like for free.
Yeah.
Because I mean, popping the AG's not going to do anything. They're just going to play from the trash anyways. You can pop the Command Dramon Tamer. You can pop you can pop Caleb's level 3 ties, the 3-cost tie tamers. You can pop the TKs.
The analogs would probably be the best.
The TKs and Vaccine. Like, what's Vaccine going to do against you?
Yeah, and also against Blue Hybrid, like you can pop their Tommies, and if they are playing any other 3-cost tamers, you can pop those.
They're playing Joe.
The new Joe, it's so good.
Yeah, power crept, man. It's better than the BT1 Joe.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Who would have thought they would have printed a better card?
Yeah.
18 sets later.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just an idea of like, well, what could we play right now to put that dog on a leash?
Yeah, bring him back a little bit. I think Machine Dramon's a pretty good call. It's actually kind of hilarious because, correct me if I'm wrong, Sean, isn't one of the Chaos Dramon red black?
They both are actually.
Are Chaos Dramons considered level 7s?
Chaos Dramon is level 6. Chaos Dramon X is level 6. So yeah, they're both level 6s.
So you can just play Merciful Mode too.
Yeah, you could play Merciful Mode. It's
going to kill itself at the end of the turn. Or, at the start of your next turn, it's going to remove itself, rip a security.
It opens yourself up to removal. So I don't know if it's...
But if you're playing against Luga and you're not playing against Ben...
I was about to say, because Ben's playing Rivals and he's going to be like, thank you.
Yeah, because, what are they going to do? Death X you and Digivolve it? Okay, thanks. Now I'm back to my Chaos Dramon.
Yeah. And even then, Death X isn't really that impactful because you play 4 Tamers. So you're gonna have 1 stack and 4 tamers at the very most.
You just dodge the one random player that's gonna be hunters. Just dodge that one guy.
Yeah.
Don't play against hunters.
Yeah.
I still have nightmares. Hunters,
don't play your analogs.
Nightmares. I literally have nightmares because I was playing Solar and I knew he was playing hunters, and I was playing Machine Dramon, and I said, okay, I'm just not gonna play analog man, and I ended up with 2 or 3 of them in my hand, and I'm just like, never touching the board. He's just like, okay, swing security, and analog man was the first check, and I'm like, oh,
first check.
Oh my god, no.
That's Jover.
No.
Extend handshake.
Extend handshake.
No.
That's what happened to me in that regional in that round. That would have I would have made top cut if I had won playing against hunters with Greymon. The first check game 1 Taikamiya. I was like, well, this game's over. Cool.
Right.
Extend handshake.
Good game.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I think Machine Dramon's a pretty interesting meta call. I mean, I think it would be at least competently able to deal with most of the meta. I mean, I can't think of a whole lot of matchups other than Blue Hybrid that just outright poop on it.
Yeah, and even then, Blue Hybrid, if they don't have the right hand, they might die before they get a chance to really do anything about your stack.
Yeah.
Poop deck. The poop deck could do something about it.
The poop deck would do some stuff to it. You're right.
Turn you into a poop. You're not a Machine Dramon anymore. You ain't got no protection.
That does not target. You just turn them into poop.
They just turn into a poop. Unironically, a good counter.
Is that the greatest? Is that the greatest removal of all time in Digimon?
That is a dangerous removal.
I have a really hard time actually considering that removal as good or bad, just because it's only in that deck.
Yeah,
and that deck is atrocious.
It's hilarious because you have a way to turn them into poop, and then one of your inheritables pops something at the exact DP that the poop gets turned into.
3K.
Not even that. It's
3K.
You Digivolve into the.
Yeah, if you're swinging security and you die to a check, you can just delete their poop instead.
Literally the combo was you Digivolved into a Numamon, activated, I think turned it into poop, and then you Digivolve into the Etamon, and then just delete it for minus 3,000.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
I think
it's so
if you-
funny and dumb.
I think you
Unironically, a
can
good
still
counter.
protect yourself from that. If I'm not mistaken.
With what?
Like, I think Machine Digimon can still protect itself from that.
I don't think it does because it straight
No.
changes the name and
It
everything.
changes its name, its color, everything.
It is now considered a white
Numamon with 3,000 DP.
Digimon.
Oh, so it changes it into... What's a
Everything.
card that does that? What's the card that... I want to read it.
God,
It's like a Numamon card.
Is it in BT14 that we
Yeah.
got? No, those Chessmon.
12 or 13. 11, 12, or 13. One of those three. I think it's 12, though.
It might have been in an EX set.
It's a Numamon card?
I think
Sukamon.
so. Sukamon. Yes.
Oh,
Okay. Thank you.
They're yellow and black. Oh, God. It's so bad. Because normally we're like, oh, that came in this set. But this is such a rogue card. Like,
Yeah.
So,
none of us are thinking
King
of it.
Sukamon. If your opponent has 16 or more cards in their trash, or you have 3 or more cards with Sukamon on the names in your trash,
That's one of the
your
newer
opponent's
ones.
Digimon into
Yeah.
a white Digimon with 3,000 DP and an original name of Sukamon until the end of your opponent's turn.
Oh, we're idiots. We could have just pulled up the option card that came in this last set.
Does the option do the
BT14.
same
We could have just
thing?
Pulled up Suka's Curse. Yeah. It's the they all do the exact same thing.
There's
until the end
multiple
of your
that do it
turn,
now.
Change one of your opponent's Digimon to being a white and having 3,000 DP and the original name of Sukamon.
I don't
Like, when
think
you
that
turn them into a poop, that's what it does.
I don't think that gets around their protection.
Yeah, what's Machine Digimon say
Yeah,
exactly?
so I need
Just
to
does it say
read.
this Digimon?
When this Digimon would be deleted or returned to the hand, so Chaos Dramon's effect would protect it. EX1
Okay.
Machine Dramon would keep it from having its DP reduced. So, like, I think it would still protect itself
Well,
versus that terrible
what-
removal.
Would it lose that though if because it's changing it into a different Digimon?
They just say this Digimon.
Okay.
Okay. So none of
And-
it requires
Yeah.
a name.
Yeah, it doesn't require a name.
All right, poop deck back to being poop.
And then all their inheritables just require, like, the ones that do require them to be machine, which I don't even think they're that many.
Oh yeah, there's
I
Yeah, you're
don't.
not changing the trait.
You're not
yeah.
changing the trait, so, like, it's still a machine.
It's a machine poop.
Yeah, it's a white Sukamon with the machine trait with 3,000 DP.
I mean, it's still hilarious to turn a machine Dramon into poop.
Yeah, I mean, you could trigger their protection like multiple times just because if you make them 3K, like it'd be easier to try to kill it. But
Yeah. I mean, just neg DP. Like, as assuming they don't have the
AX1 machine.
card that
Drum.
prevents it.
Yeah,
It just sits there and keeps trying to auto delete.
yeah. So confirm that deck is still super bad.
Yeah.
only against
Everything,
Digimon.
only against everything ever.
Yeah.
Sean, let's put up another poll. I want your decks for this one to be poop, and then poop, and then poop, and then poop.
And then Justimon with some poop.
Yes, and Justimon because again, you never played it.
Yeah, I don't want to do that to myself.
You're no fun.
I feel like
Even I played the poop deck once 1 week.
Yeah, did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy playing with it?
Yes,
No, you didn't.
it was hilarious.
I
turning them
remember
into poop
talking
and
to
killing
you,
it.
and you were so bummed because you were like, even when I
It was
go off,
inconsistent.
nothing happens because they immediately answer it. Like I don't have a win condition.
I don't
There
know
is
if
no
Josh
yeah.
has-
Yeah, there is no win
Anything
condition for
else?
that deck yet. Maybe one
I don't
day.
know. There's some future support coming out for these for like these like weird random rogue decks like Edomon, where they're getting some really good cards. Like they have a metal Edomon and another Edomon coming out that are like sneaky
Pretty
good.
good.
Yeah, they're sneaky good.
BT
don't think
Copium,
it's
is that
ever-
set?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't think it's ever gonna like crack any like
No,
power scaling here, but it's still like, yeah, that's cheeky.
but I could see it like sneaking in and getting like a little sneaky dub.
Right, just a random win here and there.
Maybe against someone
Yeah.
who forgets to draw for Evo.
Oh,
Josh, I'm sorry.
That wasn't a shot at him specifically. That's just a shot at
It
someone
was,
who
it
doesn't
was-
know. Like
you ain't gotta lie to us like that.
you're
We
beating
know
someone
you're
who probably doesn't play the game very consistently, so like they don't even know how to play around your stuff.
So again, more shots at Josh.
Not necessarily. Just because he falls into that category doesn't mean it was a shot directly at Josh.
He's our number one podcast listener. Him and the guy who always comments saying, "This is my favorite podcast."
Respect. We appreciate the support very much.
Yeah.
We do love the support. Maybe one of these days we'll introduce a Q&A section. We'll let you guys ask questions and we'll answer them.
We'd have
No
to get so many more comments for that.
Yeah, one of the comments is going to be like, "Why is that guy who played Lugamon so trash?" And I'm just going to quit. I'm just going to retire.
Like the answer is simple.
We could do like one a week right now until we get more.
Yeah. What's our question of the day?
No, like you would go into like, so if they were to comment on this one, like a question, and then next week's podcast, we'd pick one out of the comment section and then answer.
I feel like we could just do any questions. Leave your questions in the comments below, and we will answer them in next week's
What do you
podcast.
want to see us talk about?
Why did you forget all those analogs?
Yeah, why did I misplay so hard that it tilted me the rest of the night?
Why could Rusty not clear the board?
That's a pretty good question. The answer is
Maybe
because I had
somebody
a
didn't know how to do
21,000
math.
DP blocker on the field.
Math is hard.
Somebody forgot Final Zubagon Punch was just activated.
And
That's on
Gogmamon.
Sean. That's on Sean because he didn't leave the Zubagon Punch on the board for me to remember.
It wasn't even just the Zubagon
Player
Punch. My
etiquette.
Gogmamon gave it like 7k.
Yeah, he
Player
detached so many
etiquette.
materials.
Player etiquette. Then leave the ice wall on the board to let me
Man,
know.
I was leaving Ruin Mode on the field for a bunch of people on Friday, and like you were one of the people that told me
still
to
played
get it off the
with it,
board because you're gonna remember, and I was like, oh, okay. All right,
I did remember too. I'm like, what was I supposed to do? I'm not promoting. Get that off the board.
It was so funny because even minus 5k on your field, you were like, I can't play, even when you had an ultimate and raising, because you're like, even if I play bodies, they just die.
They
I'm
just
like,
die.
I was like, that's a good point. And then you just pass turn. Just hard pass.
Like-
My tokens are little boys.
yeah, what tokens?
Against Sean, I was so tilted at the very, very end that I was like out of spite because I knew the game was over. I hard played the Vmon just to see if the very next card was going to be All Force because that's how it always is. The next card is the next card you're going to draw. And he just looked at me and goes, I mean, he just dies. You don't even get his on play.
just
Like, yeah,
dies.
you're right. Yeah,
Brandon
you're right.
Brandon played it and quickly started flipping the cards off the top of his deck, and I was like, he doesn't get his on play.
Yeah, I was already conceding.
You're under Ruin Mode.
Like, yeah, I
There
already
was
conceding.
a lot of tilt this past Friday.
You guys were
A
both
lot.
hard tilted. Like after round 1, you were both mad.
Bro, I didn't even get to play against Finra Lukamon, okay?
I didn't get to play against Bloody Shine Greymon. I got ruin moded immediately.
I did
I'm
my
not even
absolute best to
talking-
not let anyone play versus me.
I'm not even
Yeah,
just talking
that's
about
Sean's MO. Sean's MO is I don't want you to interact with me, period.
I mean, that's the whole point of that deck. That's straight up just, hey,
OTK,
I don't want you to.
Greymon
This is a
OTK, all of
solitaire
it.
game. You don't get to play.
I'm not even just talking about me either. I'm talking about other players who did not want to play against
Oh
Lukamon
yeah, I
that-
forgot about that.
Sean, speaking of which, can we just play Guilemon like OTK? Just kill Lugamon before it has a chance to respond. I'm talking Agumon into Agumon into Greymon into Greymon into the starter deck Metal Greymon that gives security attack +1 into Metal Greymon X. Well, that's when we promote Metal Greymon X antibody. We go into new Guilemon, then goes into old Guilemon, and then we just Blitz Omnimon them.
So you're keeping turn.
How are you
even
keeping
when you're level
turn?
5.
Because it's a 10-card combo on turn 2. What are you guys talking about?
You're
Yeah,
right.
but
It's
the-
just like
at le-
BT14
At least in that super convoluted 10-card combo that person was talking about, there actually is a way to keep turn because you're playing War Greymon X.
Well, I figured with this we would have at least what we would have. We would need a memory setter and one training card to keep turning Blitz Omnim on them.
How much
think-
is it to Evo into Gaiomon?
5.
No.
The new one is
new
4.
one.
Oh, we wouldn't need the new one in that. That was just for fun.
Oh,
Because
I mean, it
if
would
we
save you an
have-
Evo cost because it Evos into the old Gaiomon for free.
yeah.
Is it for free? I think it still costs some memory.
It does not. It's free.
Okay, so then I
Right,
guess we
right.
I guess we could play that. So, then I guess all we would need is a training card, right?
Well,
Yeah.
Because we would go
How are
Agumon
you-
into Agumon.
yeah, Agumon and Greymon is free, but then your level 5 costs 3 memory.
Well, we would do that, and then we
Are
would
you
do
saying
that
build in the raising?
build and raising. We would promote
Until
the
you're at
level
your
5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
promote
promoting.
level 5. Go Metal Greymon X antibody, because then we would have the security check +1 from the Greymon, security check +1 from the Metal Greymon, the starter deck one, security check +1 from
Metal X.
Metal X, which I don't even think we would need because of the Guilemon effect, which would trash the security, and then we would have the Guilemon, which would be the other checks, and then we
Well, if
blitz
you're
Omni.
playing against Yellow Vaccine, you're going to need 7
Yes.
checks.
You're gonna need it. So can we do it? Do we just kill them and not give them a chance to play?
I
No,
think
'cause they kill you first.
I think it'd be better off playing like BT1 War Greymon over the Guilemon in that scenario.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think we would need that Guilemon. We could just play just Guilemon without the new one.
I think you'd be better off playing BT1 War Greymon unless you want to lose to Rivals Barrage because you have no protection in that stack.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, we have Greymon X antibody.
Oh, do you? Okay, I didn't realize.
Yeah,
you said
Greymon to Greymon.
Greymon X.
I think Greymon OTK is better done by actual
Yeah, you literally
Greymon
just have
cards.
Raid War Greymon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Raid War Greymon requires them to have a Digimon.
That's why you have
with
BT1 War
Guilemon,
Greymon.
with Guilemon, we don't need them to have anything. We're playing a solitaire.
BT1 War Greymon also doesn't require them to have anything on the field.
And he only evos for 3.
Yeah. So you could
but
promote a level 5 and actually win the game. if you have Blitz
Guilemon
on
is
you.
so cool.
It is. It's a really cool card. I don't think it's that good
Well,
anymore.
hold on. With BT1 War Greymon though, we would need.
You gain an
we
extra
would have
check
to
when
have-
you Evo into it.
Yeah, but you'd have to have Taikamiya on the board, right?
if you want another
So you have 2 checks just from the BT1 War Gray. Greymon from starter deck is 3. Metal is 4. Metal X is 5. So you
And
don't
then
even need
Metal
to have
X is 5.
Taikami on the field. Just a training card to guarantee you Evo without passing turn would all you would need.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
but
need
you
one
don't-
memory promoting a level
You
5.
need even less with Guilemon. If you go Greymon and Metal Greymon, you don't even need the Metal Greymon X. You
Why
could
not?
just go into Guile because I mean it's you're still gonna play it, but I'm saying you wouldn't need it in the OTK because you would go Greymon would give you the 1,
Mhm.
Metal Grey would give you 1, Guilemon would give you the other 1,
Mhm.
and then the other Guilemon would give you the last 2. So that's 5 right there into Blitz. So I think it requires less.
You also have to have a tamer on the field in order to trigger the new Gaiamon's effect.
Oh, that's right. So I guess it would be kind of. That's right.
Superfluous.
Yeah, so it would just be like super samey.
BT1 War Gray with the new stuff doesn't require you to have anything else on the field besides maybe a training card to guarantee you could Evo into it without passing turn.
Right, but we'd have to. I mean,
That's why it's better than BT14 War Gray. Anyone?
It's
still
Agumon,
thinks that
so
card's
there's
good.
definitely cards to just to give it DP, so you wouldn't have to worry too much about that.
Yeah, you would play the Coromon from BT9 to give you 1,000, and if you have
Yep.
Metal X, that's an additional 4,000 DP. So
4,000,
you're minimum
yeah.
15k if you have no other buffs.
Okay, we're bringing Greymon OTK.
I mean,
You guys don't want to allow us to play. We're not going to allow y'all to play.
no, that's Ruin Mode Turbo. That's not allowing people to play.
Yeah, for real. Still salty about it.
I told you
Stay
guys I was
salty.
bringing it. I warned you. I said
didn't mind
I
that.
am bringing it
I-
next week.
Yeah,
There's-
and you know what's
okay.
funny? I sat there and thought to myself, well, as long as I don't have to play against him, how'd that go for me?
Yeah, you played me round
I'd
one.
rather
Round one.
play against Ruin all day over Lugamon.
Really?
I
You
hope
had
it's
you had
great.
more fun playing versus me? Is it because you got to
Yes,
do
there was actual play there. With Lugamon, what do? I promote my Diabormon, it comes out, he goes, "Hello Lugamon." Oh, that was for free, by the way, because I'm blowing up your ace.
I mean, it costs 7 memory, but I get what you're saying. You got to
know?
Armageddon on me and have a little bit of hope for like
okay,
a brief
exactly.
moment.
That's what I'm talking about. At least I got to play in that match.
You're like,
Sure,
dude, I'm
what's the-
insulated versus Ruin Mode. This is
Yeah.
GG.
Once the Ruinmon started rolling, it's kind of like downhill. But at least I felt like I could play. Like at least I'm able to do stuff. Like like in between the ruin mode turns, there's still a chance that like maybe you can't recover from losing your whole stack. You know, like
Yeah, you were popping my
obviously-
stuff with the Dia Ace. Like anytime you promoted and swung
Right.
when you weren't under ruin
with
mode.
with Lugamon though, when I did that, I'm helping him
Mhm.
because I'm fueling his trash.
Especially with an
Like,
ace
there was-
on the field.
Right. So like against that, there was like it was pointless. But at
To be
least against
fair,
ruin
you were
mode, like
also playing a super bad Dia deck without any protection and without any defense.
True.
Brandon, you build the deck how you want, and then you go and play Luga, and then you tell me how that matchup is with the way it is.
I will build that deck, right? Hear me out. And then throw it in the garbage because it's still bad.
Yeah, exactly. There's no building it to make it any better.
I'm just saying you could have polished your turd just a little better.
You're right.
You
there
should
were
have
a
just
couple
played
missing
Machine
cards.
Dramon. You had both, and you were like,
Yeah, you literally had Machine Dramon sitting there, and you were just like, you know what? I choose pain today. Nobody's
gonna
playing
play
Blue
Dia.
Hybrid here today. Let me play the deck that sucks.
I hadn't changed any of it. Like I had to. Yeah, I know. I should have. I should.
yeah, I don't think it mattered.
Also,
I don't
I'm just
think
gonna
so
poop on your opinion even more. The Gaiomon OTK, it doesn't work the way you think it does. Because I'm reading it, because I'm like, this is not how this works. Gaiomon, to go into the other Gaiomon for free, it's an end of turn skill. So when are you getting the memory back on your side to go into Blitz Omni? When does it
That's
happen?
right. It is end
Not
of
happen.
turn.
I guess
It is end of
you would
turn.
have to play the
Okay,
new tie.
Yeah, we
the new
cut
3
that.
cost
No.
tie.
We just cut it. We just, like I said, okay, we can cut that one. We'll use the Metal Gray X. That's still 5.
I'm just saying, your deck bad deck.
Why Gaiomon just gives you one extra check.
Yeah,
So
any
does
level
BT
6 that gives you one extra check.
So does
is helping you.
BT1 War Greymon. Gives you one extra check.
But you're also saving
Gaiomon
option
is so
cards.
cool though.
I agree.
He's Samurai Black War Greymon. He is text the card.
He is sick. I agree with you, but he costs 5 memory to Evo into, and if you're trying to OTK people, that is not the choice.
Thinking like this is why you have a bloody Magna Guru in your Blue Hybrid.
I don't disagree with you guys. I disagree with that.
I have alt art. It pretty. I play.
Okay, now you sound like Sean.
Yeah, that's my inner monologue, right?
Listen, my Blue Hybrid is max rarity. Okay, I did not have a third Mirage Galgamon alt art, so I grabbed the Magna. Okay, we've been over this. That's why.
I mean, I kind of respect that choice, but then you said that, and then you immediately followed up with Magna Gurumon is a good card, and I was like, no,
Wrong.
I never said.
incorrect.
Show me the Carfax. Guys, go back to the previous podcast, rewatch it, give us an overview.
Clip.
That was,
up the
I don't
clip.
remember your exact words, but that was the gist. You immediately followed it up with, I played it because it was actually good, and I was like, okay, I can't respect your decision anymore.
I went back and said, I actually played it because I wanted to.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
Show them the Carfax.
so I've played cards just because they were alt arts and I had them, but
Yeah,
I
of
knew that
course.
they were bad, and I never tried to justify it. If you asked me, I said it was because it was the alt art.
Yeah, there's no justification necessary. It's just it's pretty card. I wanted play.
Yeah,
I'm just pulling out one thing because we're talking about pretty cards, and
I love it.
just gotta show it off.
very nice.
Sean, you gotta grab yours.
I don't want to.
Oh,
It's in a drawer inside of a box. Like it's not like easy to access.
yeah. And if you guys want to see a little glimpse into our lives, this right here, this is that Armageddon Mon.
That's a $60 Armageddon Mon.
Every penny.
Yeah, Chris paid full.
I will have
price.
that thing framed. I will
I
frame
hope
that one
so.
day.
You need to do something with that. Was an investment,
I'm gonna frame that sucker one day.
man.
When you've been playing this
What
game
the-
for so long that your binder is just full of all these things.
What's funny
need
is
to have
even
it.
if that becomes like a tier 0 deck and they don't print a new Armageddon Mon, which we already know that they're going to, that would
Yeah,
never
hard
be
to confirm.
$60. Like it would never become a $60 card because it's a regular super rare.
I need to send it in, have it graded. Hopefully, it's a 10 out of 10.
Oh my
PSA.
god! Imagine they send it back and it's like 7 out of 10. They're like, this card.
No.
Ultimate
That was-
disrespect.
That was fresh out of the box, sleeved and everything.
Yeah, it needs
That's
to
one of
be
those things
framed
where you
with my
just
Black
crack
Lord
it open.
Greymons from BT2.
Yeah, you
Never
crack it open,
played.
throw it away.
Never played.
Yeah, mint in pack.
Gosh, speaking of played, Sean, can we talk about those Black War Greymons?
The BT2 ones,
Yeah.
dude. We're getting Zubamon in the new set. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna play that deck.
Sean decides he's like, oh, I need to pick myself up a few altarts for that. And if you go to the listing, they're all super expensive except for the ones that are lightly played or heavily played. And it's like, bro, who played that card?
No, it's just like with Josh Friday night. I was like, Josh, how much are the Commandromons going? No, I was checking on TCG Player. They went from like $30 to $60, and then I opened up the app that Friday. They were $140. I was like, "There's no way." And then TCG Player app does that thing where it's like restart the card database. So I restart it, researched up the Commandromon. They're gone. There are none.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what happened?
People really like their dinosaurs with guns.
Yeah, he's talking about the event pack 1 Commandromons. For those of you that don't know, because I didn't realize it first.
Well, none of those other Commandromons are going for that much, but yeah, the event pack Commandromons.
The cheapest BT2 Black Lord Greymon that's near mint is $13 right now.
That's ridiculous for that
Good
card.
lord!
I'm telling you, it's the Zubamon.
Copium.
People are seeing the Supermon going, oh my god, I can give raid. Like, you can start giving raid to Machine Germon.
You
Because
can.
it's Andy Black. Yeah, it's black.
You can. It's kind of scary, but Black War can get piercing, raid, and it'll unsuspend not once per turn if you attack the opponent's highest DP.
Yep.
It's like you can just clear an entire
board
board and potentially OTK someone because of that.
Yeah. Like, imagine Machine Germon's just sitting there and you're like, raid, 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 raid. No, because Machine Germon... No, because do you have to delete the Digimon to unsuspend? Or is it as long as you attack the highest DP, he unsuspends?
Are you talking about Black War Greymon?
Yeah.
Okay, you said Machine Germon.
I'm saying attacking the Machine Germon. You're attacking.
Oh, yeah, it just unsuspends when you attack your opponent's Digimon with the highest DP. So it happens before the attack goes through. So you just attack, unsuspend, attack, unsuspend. It's like you're gonna die, bro. Just let it happen.
Just sitting there punching him in the face just repeatedly.
Okay, but what Machine
It's like
takes off the Draymond killers and just starts.
It's like the scene in Avengers when the Hulk busters versus the Hulk, and he's like, "Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep." That's literally Black War.
What Machine Germon player is like, you know what? Detach. I want to survive this attack. Detach.
I don't see.
It would probably take them a couple of times where they realize there's nothing they can do, and it's just gonna die.
This is like you're literally talking about like what happened with you and Mel when you.
That's exactly what I thought when you said that. It took him a few turns before he realized there was nothing he was gonna be able to do, and I was just gonna deck him out.
I would have recognized it immediately. Like there's nothing out of this.
Some people they can't let go of the hope that something different is going to happen.
Right, yeah.
That's so hilarious. You're right, dude. Machine Germon just loses to Black War with raid.
That reminds me. That sounds like what Ben was doing to Deshaun when Deshaun was trying to scoop and Ben said, "No, let's play it out.
Let's play it out."
Play it out.
Deshaun was like, "I've seen enough," and Ben was like, "Wait. You could still win."
No, don't pick up your cards. I'm not done yet. You know, like, come on.
I'm not done comboing. You put your cards back.
Spread those cheeks.
Oh my god. We need to have Ben on the podcast, and the first question I'm gonna ask him is, so why didn't you let Deshaun scoop?
And why has Deshaun not been back since? Is there a correlation?
He sold his stuff.
Yeah.
Like Deshaun does not. I don't think he has any Digimon cards anymore.
Because of what Ben did.
Yeah, we're blaming you, Ben. You hear that?
Luga put me to sleep. That dog cuddled up right next to me, got me all warm, and then
toasty.
I can't. Yeah. You seem to hate the deck more than I do, yet you still defend the dog.
Yeah, because dogs are good boys.
Listen, I can admit that it's a cute dog, and at the same time, admit that it's biting at my jugular and I'm bleeding out. You got a haircut?
Like 2 of them.
Okay, boy.
I had this haircut Friday.
Yeah,
Did
it's been
you?
like this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pay attention to your friends, Chris.
You
What's
sleepy
wrong?
bitch. We played each other. What the fuck? How'd you not notice?
I'm
You're
sorry.
too
I
busy
didn't
looking at
go-
ruin mode.
Yeah, I mean, I was too busy being miserable. What do you want from me? You think I'm going, hey, nice haircut, Sean? No, I'm going, man, I wish my deck would work.
Man, I wish
Damn, I wish
ruin
I
mode
wasn't
wasn't
being
a card.
ruined.
All right. Yeah. GG's, you losers. Get ruined.
Sean, I can't believe you scrubbed out round 1 of your ulti cup.
I didn't scrub out.
You literally scrubbed out, didn't you? You lost like round 1 and then we're done for the day?
I misplayed game 1, and then
So that's a scrub.
I misplayed game 1 for game, and then game 2 I lost, and then I just didn't have it in me to play that deck for like 6 more rounds.
I was gonna say, I guess you are playing a deck you're not very comfortable with, so it's understandable.
Yeah, I just didn't have enough playtesting with it. Like, and there's so many different lines you can take with that deck. It's like not simple at all, especially with like the new ace card and stuff. Like it's, yeah. I'm probably gonna play something super degenerate for the next the 2 tournaments that are coming up this next weekend.
All right.
I was surprised you didn't play All Force. I thought you were having really fun with
I think I actually am going to play it for
Force.
at least one of them this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, just the secret rare Digimon with jamming, like turn 2, is actually
It's
really
so good,
strong.
yeah.
Having access to Sora Joe, Tai, a V-Tamer, it's all really good.
Zudamon.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, boys.
Let's see you guys.
All right. Later, hoes.
Bye.
Wow.